Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Cameras and Coffee. And this is your mid-year David Hancock 2021 photo contest reminder. Plus, we're going to talk a little bit about my upcoming Kickstarter campaign, which has heretofore been pretty much a secret with little hints. So, a quick reminder of the 2021 photo contest will have 5 categories, 12 prizes. The 5 categories are black and white, break a rule on purpose, intentional blur or softness, multiple exposure, and reflections, and that's intentional multiple exposure, ideally. The paragraph I wrote about this at the beginning of the year was, as with this year, I'll be looking for technically correct photos with a story or commentary behind them to take the category and either exemplify it or go beyond the name and provide an interesting take on the concept. So what I mean by that is, so here are some tips I'm going to give you about getting prepped for the photo contest this year. The first tip, of course, is going to be to compliment the heck out of my super cute pup, Steinbeck. He likes the attention. Yes, you do. Okay, not that much attention. No, seriously, you don't have to do that. He gets enough compliments because everybody loves Steinbeck. No, my first tip would be submit photos that tell a story. And yes, submit photos that tell a story. If it doesn't tell a story, then submit photos that have something to say about their subject. The other thing you can do to be really successful is submit photos that do something within the bounds of the prompt or the category title, and either really do a great job at showing what that prompt can be, or that turn it on its head and look at it in a creative and interesting way. So those are some of the things I can tell you to do that will help you set yourself up to be successful at the contest. Now, as we said, 10 prizes. There's going to be a first and a second place prize for each of the 5 categories, and there will as well be a best overall photo prize and a best overall portfolio prize for everybody who submits a photo for all 5 categories. The best overall portfolio prize will be what I would consider the grand prize, the top one. So what's that gonna be? What's the best portfolio prize gonna be, Steinbeck? I don't know what all the prizes are going to be yet, but I do have some ideas about some of them. I'll show you. Steinbeck, I gotta stand up for a second. So as some of you have picked up on over the course of the year with little hints and with the Film February prize, I explicitly said I was working on a Kickstarter campaign for Pinhole cameras. And I had gone through a bunch of different iterations of them, and now my goal is to have the campaign start the 1st of August. I have to finish doing some writing on it and create a video for it in the next couple of weeks and get Kickstarter's approval for it. So once I know for certain what day it goes live, I will, of course, let you know. But I wanted to show you what we're looking at here. This is the baby of the cameras, and this is a 4x5. So, mounted the shutter backwards, but that's going to be fixed in the actual ones. Anyway, this is the 5119 cameras, the 45 Model 1, and it's designed to be the best pinhole camera I can make. So what I did was I started off with the pinhole equation, and then I designed the camera around it. So the pinhole size and the distance to the film are optimized for sharpness and even illumination across the entire film plane. You can see here probably the technical specs on the camera are all listed, so that if you wanted to open up the pinhole camera on your smartphone, which is one of my favorite photography apps, you can enter these data points, and then you can use that to calculate your exposure based on actual light meter readings. Or if you're just outside in the sun, you can use the Sunny 16 exposure calculator that's on the back of the camera and get a good idea of your pre-reciprocity failure exposure times by common ISOs. So we're starting up here at 3200 ISO. How you're going to do that on a pinhole camera? Maybe you're using Tri-X pushed a couple of stops or something, but I wanted to expand these to the greatest illogical extent. So we've got 3200 on the fast end and 1 ISO on the slow end, which is something like a bromide photo paper or liquid light paper. And so at any rate, and then there are different things. If you were shooting a 10 ISO or a 3 ISO for direct positive paper, might update this for those data, but or you can estimate based on the other numbers where you need to be with those. So there's that. On the top, if you're looking down at the camera, you've got sighting lines so you can frame your image, or if you wanted to shoot it in landscape mode, you've got sighting lines, or if you wanted to crank the cameras or the tripod way above you so you could correct your verticals and have a good a good image alignment with a portrait orientation with the camera above you, there are sighting lines on the bottom. So I decided I needed to do that one time when I was cranking the camera way above me. Also, the film backs are going to be held in place with a shock cord system, and inside of the film back there's a really nice thick wool piece that provides exceptional light proofing. So this right here is the 10th generation camera, and the three models that are going to be going to Kickstarter. This is real. This is what they're going to be. And so 4x5, and then the 5x7 is a little bit larger. The 8x10 I haven't reassembled just yet, but you can see it's basically the exact same thing. And they are sturdy enough that yeah, I dropped one down the side, dropped one of the prototypes down. The tripod fell over and the camera survived. The only one of these I've broken dropping was one that I fell on when I fell down the stairs on top of it. Didn't hurt, did hurt, did hurt. Broke the camera into a bunch of different pieces, but it went back together easily. So at any rate, they're pretty durable. They can stand some pretty good drops, just not having you fall on them. So that was my lesson. At any rate, yeah, built to be really, really good. And also they're going to be unfinished so that you can paint them, stain them, polyurethane them, whatever you want to do. I want these to be your guys' cameras if you decide to back the campaign, so that, ignore that hole. That's a mistake, by the way. That's not supposed to be there. So that if you do back the campaign, and if it is successful, you have something you can use and call it more your own camera than any other camera that you have ever used. So the only reason I bring that up in this video is because some of these units, or some of the units that I get during the campaign, will end up being prizes, almost certainly, if the Kickstarter campaign is successful for the year-end contest. Don't know exactly what that prize arrangement will look like just yet, but I think it will be a pretty good one. So, at any rate, I do hope that this is sort of enticing to you and interesting as well, because these have been a heck of a lot of fun to take photos with. At any rate, that's really it for Cameras and Coffee today. I just really wanted to say, keep the year-end photo contest in mind. There will be prizes other than Pinhole cameras in there as well. And I wanted to give you guys some pointers on how to be maximally successful with your contest entries. Have a good day, everybody, and I will see you in the next Cameras and Coffee.